New York, New York. Oh, is it the American Idol audition? Oh, all right. Sorry. I got a prop, huh, folks? Listen, don't run. Sit down. Go get a coffee. It's the Truth Serum, the hardest working YouTuber out there. Go have a. I found an interview with John Gotti Jr. from a guy named BERNER415. And I don't know if I talked smack about John Gotti Jr. in the past, but please forgive me. Please forgive me. Come get a coffee, sit down with me. I see that this video skipped, so we're going to start over because I don't have technical savvy or equipment. But John Gotti Jr. did an interview with a guy. His channel name is BERNER415. Forgive me, I didn't get approval, but I'll just play some tidbits about some of the things I was saying. If I said anything bad about John Gotti Jr. in the past, it was because my mind was polluted with crazy misinformation from hacks all over the place. But you got to get it from the horse's mouth, you know, with this social media, YouTube, alternate universe they call YouTube. And if I said anything bad to him, and I apologize. I apologize. He said he could only hope to be 20% of what his dad was. Well, I think he's eclipsed that. I think John Gotti Jr. eclipsed that. He went through hell with indictments after indictments after indictments. They just get him at all costs. Get him at all costs. Letting people go that had big charges, big crimes, just to give some bullcrap testimony, just to get him. And I mean, that's what happens behind the scenes. And I seen some of this stuff, how they can manipulate information. That's what I tell Doughboy, the sheriff over there, that, you know, how they manipulate stuff. And he elaborates on some of that stuff. And very, very interesting. And that's why I wanted to show a different flavor than just MobTube reporters, these rats that come along and they spew all this stuff, blah, 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 blah. If I said anything bad about John Gotti Jr. in the past, forgive me. John Gotti Jr., forgive me. For I did not know. Forgive me, for I did not know. I was listening to hacks. I should have been smarter than that. I was listening to hacks than getting it out of the horse's mouth. And from clowns, from rats, rat channels, and then rat reporters that interview rats. All right. So this is, I'm going to play the audio from, this is Burner Presents Chopping Game episode. Burner Presents. So you'll see that on his channel, BERNER415. I don't mean any disrespect, BERNER415. I don't have approval, but I'm just a little channel. Maybe you can let me slide in. I love your channel. I like you're great. I gotta smooth you up now. I gotta smooth you up, Burner. You got a good personality. You're a good interviewer. You let John talk. He's perfect. Good guy. They got a good reporties too. This John Jr. and this Burner. They're like elementary school friends, you know? So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Very comfortable interview to watch by one of the most prominent names in the mafia, let alone MobTube. And, you know, enough of Sammy the Bull Gravano. Here's John Gotti Jr. that went to jail over and over and over. They would try to come up with a sixth indictment just for wearing that bullseye on his back. Gotti. He should get T-shirts that have a bullseye on the back and then Gotti across the bullseye, because that's all they were doing. That's all they were doing. Millions and millions of dollars just to bust him up. And you know, And they were fixing, like Doughboy over there, the Google Meister, what I've been saying all along. They manipulate the information to the point where somebody could get hurt. So I'm going to play their conversation. We're going to start it in. I don't have the technology to do the picture-in-picture. Just hang in there with me, folks. Have a little mercy on a man. Thank you for the numbers. They're going up. And so let's just hear what John Gotti. I love John Gotti Jr. And this interviewer was great. And forgive me if I bashed him because I took the swampland. I'm the one that's usually selling the swampland, but I took the swampland from some hacks, some channels, and some reporters. Nah, John Gotti Jr. was trying to be just like his old man. God bless him. All right, we're going to start it now. To no further ado. So let's just jump in, okay? I'll put the speaker to the phone. If you want to comment.
Not going to prosecute Mr. Gotti any longer. But yet they were trying to put a sixth case on me. Unheard of.
Two questions. So, one, like, you're one of the most calm, collective, elegant dudes I've ever met.
I don't know about that. You're going to see me in a bad day.
Thank God I have not. Because every time I see you, you're a player. You're a super player. But you're calm, brother. And so my question is, do you have PTSD from all this?
I'm blessed. No, I don't. I really don't. You want to know what? I don't. I really don't.
I would add, because I have PTSD from all this shit. I'm under attack in a way different way. Yeah. It doesn't stop, but like it's nowhere close to what you've been through, and so you don't find PTSD.
No, I don't think so. I mean, I'm not a psychologist. I'm not trained.
I don't see it. Yeah,
I'm not trained in the field where I could sit and talk and say, hey, look, I think this.
They're talking about indictment after indictment after indictment after indictment. Do you got PTSD, Junior? No, I don't, but
What's wrong with that's wrong. One thing I'm not is a whiner, and I don't look for a crutch. So you've got a lot of people like the rat in my last case. He had post-traumatic stress disorder. He had to get government assistance and everything else because he was a punk always his whole life, and he's still a punk. Okay. But again, I'm not a psychologist, and I'm not trained. I don't look for those things. I don't see anything wrong with me. In fact, I think I'm a better guy today.
You're looking at the positive side.
Yeah, I think I'm a better guy today than I was 20 or 30 years ago. I think I'm a much better guy today. Look, I'm blessed. I got a good wife. I got a wonderful family. I got 2 grandkids. My mother's still alive, thank God.
It's huge.
Yeah, it's absolutely. I still have my mother, and
now how does he maintain that mentality? How does he maintain that mentality? In 37 months, this is a Guinness World Book of Records. The 6th indictment they finally gave up on, I guess. 6 indictments. 37 months. While his dad was away, ill in prison, going through all this stuff.
Down when I think about my father and how he died. The guy died handcuffed to a bed like an animal. Spent his last 10 years in solitary confinement of his life. When I read, I wrote a paper. On. I was about to sue the United States government on behalf of my father, and my father ordered me to stand down. He says, that's a fucking punk move.
Wow.
So he ordered me to stand down. And that was it, and I stood down. But I did the research.
That could have been a real case.
I did the research, and I had it. I had him. I even had the physician's assistant, the PA, from Marion, Illinois. I found him. They fired him. I found him living in Indiana.
Wow.
I got affidavits from him. I got statements. They killed my father. There's no question about it. We knew what they did, but I was ordered to stand down, and I did stand down. And it's a regret of mine that I didn't just follow through and disobey him. I wouldn't disobey him, but I should have, number one. Number two, the fact that, I'm his oldest son. I should have been there with him at the end. I tried to get transferred over to Marion. They wouldn't let me. I wrote letters to Kathleen Hawk Sawyer, who was the director of it.
This is paramount to cruel and inhumane punishment. When they had him chained, suffering through cancer, to the bed,
Bureau of Prison, as well as other people, my judge.
It was just like very unhumane. Right? Like it just
what they did to my father. And again, picture this: you had cancer surgery.
Yes.
You know what it entails, and you know the follow-up, the care required as the follow-up. Okay. Now understand this. Now picture this: he had stage 4 squamous cell head and neck cancer. It was spreading rapidly on him. This was gone. They had to take part of his tongue off, part of his jaw off. They took his pec off. They try to rebuild part of his face. After all of this, and you give him maximum 36 radiation. I think the maximum you can get allotted was 36 radiation treatments.
Yep.
Gave him 36 treatments. Okay, they stamp him. You're good to go. And they send him right back to Marion, Illinois, right back to solitary confinement. They picture that.
After the mandatory 36 radiation treatments, reconstructing the face, taking flesh from the pack, redo all this, send him right back and lock him to the bed in solitary confinement for 23 and a half hours a day after this surgery and stage 4 cancer.
If it was you in your situation, now spend the next 23 and a half hours every day in a cell after you just went on.
do all that with no care,
underwent
no help,
that.
no assistance.
That's it.
Yes.
And they forgot him. There's no follow-up, no nothing, no chemo, no follow-up, no nothing. They just dumped him back where he was, and it came back. And again, he hung on 4 years. My father refused to die. He refused to give them the satisfaction. But 4 years he hung on. And I'm going to tell you at the end, the pain that he endured, pain he had written before, he made clear that they weren't allowed to give him certain things. I believe it was Adderall was one of the things they were treating at that time with for pain and whatever. He thought that he called the truth serum. He wouldn't take anything. So he made him.
He just said the truth, sir, on my channel. Hey, thanks for the plug, Junior. Sorry about that, because this is morbid dialogue.
Self-suffer so horrifically that my brother would come and see me and cry and say, "You just can't believe it." And I would just sit there and rip my hands, and I would say, "Peter, I almost want to tell you, put a pillow over his head and take him out. I almost want to tell you to do that."
That's tough.
But he said, "I can't. There's a guard in the room videotaping every movement, every visit. So if they see me putting a pillow over his head, it's something I would have to take him out of his suffering, and not to give them the satisfaction to watch him suffer like this, these rats. If there's such a thing as post-traumatic stress disorder, I don't see it. I don't have it. But I think about my father. I think about my shortcomings regarding my father, where in the areas where I believe I let him down, that I was.
Another thing, forgive me, John Jr., you'll never watch this. Forgive me if I bashed you with misinformation. This guy is has such a high intellectual level of speaking and knowledge and common sense, and articulates very well. And he said he only wished he could be 20% of his father. Well, I think he's achieved that. And when you have a bullseye on your back, and you are John Gotti with a junior on the end, you just be ready for the wrath. Just let's continue, folks. Sorry about that.
There, and I believe him. You know, the way that he had to go out, he was forced to go out. It's a hard act to follow. I don't know any man that could follow that act.
Yeah, I guess the second question was to all that is like, what do you think had them so obsessed with it was a reach for you for sure, because for your father it was a reach too, because he beat him multiple times before they ended up getting him. But for you, 5 times to be beat that 5th time to try again, what is it? Is it because what is it that made them want you so bad in your opinion?
Want my honest opinion?
Well, so he's asking him, okay, the father, big publicized cases, beat the government so many times, beat the government so many times. Then they put him away, and he dies in prison. Now there's still a John Gotti left. Well, pass the baton and let's just 1 indictment, 2 indictment, 3 indictment, 4 indictment, 5 indictment, 6 indictment, more. You like that, folks? Let's go.
At first, I believed that I thought that they didn't see me. They
saw
couldn't see me for who I am. They only saw my father. And in their mindsets, they wanted to just dig him up and kill him all over again.
Yep.
That's what it seemed like to me.
That's what I believe.
But after I took the plea, and I was indicted twice in 1998, okay? And I beat one case and the other one where my father knew I would have beat them. And I went against his wishes and took a plea because I was promised that as a result of that, I forfeited millions of dollars, that it would be over. Once I'm in, I'm done. My father always said, once you go in, they never let you out. I said, I'm not you, Dad. They don't see, I'm not you. I'm not you. You, yeah, me, I'm not you. I'm no threat to them, okay? Well, he was right, because weeks before my release, that's when they started indicting me all over again. That was that string of 5 indictments in 37 months, okay? I believe that as a result of the way I fought them, and I fought them unethically. Look, my lawyers said to me, John, you think like a lawyer.
I was about to say, you could probably pass the bar, legitimately.
And again, I met men far more intelligent and better men than me. I had the pleasure and the honor of meeting those individuals, okay? But the vast majority of individuals in my former existence, I don't think their intellect matches mine, the capacity to understand the components that are involved in fighting a case, that I've been doing this since I'm a kid. So I fought the government with their own. I fought them with fire and fire, and I bested them. And they called me the Dopey Don, but I guess the Dopey Don bested them. I guess he wasn't so dopey.
See, now, in all the mob lore and the historical stuff with the mob and people trying to beat cases and all of that goes with that, he is so well versed in the procedural law and you know what to anticipate from the judge, the government. He's since he was 20, you know, so he's I think around my age. So for 40 years, he knows the guts and the intricacies of all these procedural law and judicial law and the lawyer aspect. So he's so well versed in every aspect of it because he's been going through it for 40 years. So let's continue, folks.
No, so I think with every success, I think it infuriated them further. And it infuriated them further.
Yeah, they wear an egg on their face.
Well, and not only that, if you listen to my tapes in Raybrook, you hear a bitter guy. You hear a guy complaining a lot, you know, and to me, that's a shortcoming. You know, that's a shortcoming. They caught me, they wired up the whole visiting room just for me for 14 months. And they understood the stress of my father dying and me keeping all the balls in the air. Keep my mother happy, my wife, my children, my sisters, their children. You know, I basically raised their kids as well. So I was going through, there's a lot of stress. And my personal friends, nearest and dearest, would come in and I try to keep, you know, I wanted to be the big brother to everybody and keep all that weight on my shoulder because they were broad shoulders. I felt I can carry it. But some of those invulnerable moments, you'll hear me cursing the life, cursing this one, cursing that one. And I'm not proud of that. But I guess they seen an opportunity. They said, this is a really unhappy guy. We put enough pressure on this guy, we can roll this guy. We can flip this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And that was their mission. And I believe with every one of my successes, they became, after the second trial, they just went off the hook against me. And they tried everything. They said, if we can't convict him, we can't flip him, we're getting him killed. And they tried to get me killed.
All right, now this is very important. They can't convict him, and he won't cooperate. Now they're going to try to boom, boom, boom. And I tried to state it in some previous videos and things like that, and stuff you don't see from the rat tubes that out there. Well, you know, forgive me, but the rat tube that's out there, they got a right to do their channels and whatnot. Then you got the doughboy, the sheriff over there trying to tell you what's real and what's not, and how the government can manipulate information that doughboy goes and Googles and goes, oh, this is the truth and this is the truth. Let's continue on this point where he's gonna he's going to elaborate on this point. If I just shut my mouth.
They tried putting it on you?
They tried to get me killed. They put a story in the paper that I was a rat. They tried everything in the world to get me killed. They tried everything. Still. And we're looking for different vehicles and different avenues to get into court and get against them. You have to understand the immunity that they have.
Oh, it's the government.
Well, and they are the government. But I think we found, believe it or not, small world, how we all come together. If you thought something negative about me, how do you feel about me?
My brother. Good energy. Like great energy. Best way. If I describe John Gotti Jr. in 2 words, great energy.
Do business with me.
I do business with you.
That's right. But if I was a rat, would you do business with me? No. So you depreciate my brand then. So
see, that's rat tube. So you're depreciating his brand. They're trying to make him be a rat. They're trying to depreciate with the Gotti name for future endeavors, business deals, and everything else, which could be compensable in a court of law for compensatory damages. So they got an army trying to take him down, manipulate stuff, witnesses, and everything else, puffers, to make him to be a rat and diminish his earning ability, which could be, that's debatable, but which can qualify for compensatory damages because they are limiting his right to earn an income. Let's continue.
My brand gets depreciated. If you call me something that's not true, then you've depreciated my brand. Is that correct?
100%.
Well, that's the way in, and that's the way I'm going to attack them. That's the way in the court.
Well, it is it's defamation, but it also is just like you said. It's like I have the lawsuits right now, public that claim self-dealing, this, that, and we'll let that happen when it happens. Hopefully, come August, we get to hear the truth. But point being is, yes, it makes people questionable about doing business, especially when a young guy like me, Latino. I'm a rapper. People see a certain kind of image. Oh yeah, Berner, self-dealing fraud. We can't do a deal with him. It's devalued my brand big time, because I know I'm a good dude. I have no stand-up guy, do solid business, but when people put things like that, messaging like that, and that's we've seen that even with the Panthers. I was watching Judah and the Black Messiah the other day, and I seen how they try to turn the Panthers against the other group by putting these messagings out there.
By the way,
great movie.
about a year ago I saw it.
Incredible movie, but I saw how they were trying to turn the two crews about, they're snitching. It's just they know how to play those games. But
yeah.
Listen, I have video in Marion, Illinois, and I'm going to bring it out at the right time, where they put paperwork.
Yeah.
The FBI leaked paperwork during the Colombo War. Okay, there's an entity. The government and the press named a group of individuals the Colombo crime family. They named them. Okay, and there was a campaign going on in the streets. There were people getting hurt, and there was documents that fell into the hands of a gentleman named Joey Scopo. Love the guy, a wonderful, wonderful man, and a guy named Wild Bill Catullo, another good man, a gentleman. They came and see me one night, and they says, John, it's an emergency, we got to talk. We get together, and they showed me this piece of paper. It was actually about 3 pieces of paper. It was a 302 that basically said that a gentleman named Benny Alloy was a rat. What it said. They broke it down, said he was a rat. I looked at it, and I said, wow. So Joey says, you got to find out how the chief feels about this, which Joey used to call my father the chief. Okay? So I get a lawyer to go in to bring the paperwork in to my dad, and my dad reads it, and I have it memorialized, his reaction and my reaction. And at the right time, I'm going to walk it out. But basically, my father imported himself on the visit like he normally would do. And then he looks up, when he's getting ready to go, he says, 5 minutes, you're going to have to go. And I says, yeah, I got to go. I'll be back in 6 weeks. He says, yeah. He says, on the other issue, he says to me, I says, yeah, Dad. He says, you go back and tell those fellas, that guy may be a lot of things, but Daddy's not. I stake my life on him, a reputation. Never happened.
So he just tells them, I don't believe it. Oh, well, they came up with some proffer, boom, 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 and that, boom, boom, boom. So, so you got Google boys out there that live on that stuff, which some of it is credible, but a lot of it's not. So when you got when the Google meisters out there that got the channel, they go look at it And oh, well, there's the 302 and there's this and that. They were using that to try to get this other guy bashed. But John wasn't buying it. He wasn't buying it. He said, I'll stake my life on that the guy is good.
That saved his life. That saved Benny Alloy's life. Well, I brought that message to them, and they said, okay. Turned out it came out a short time later. That was documents that were leaked out by the government, fake documents. Who would have got the guy killed? They don't care.
They don't give a shit.
They don't care. They don't fucking care. They don't care who kills who. They don't care. They don't care. And that's the worst part about it all. That's the worst part about it all. So it's a total hypocrisy. If I was to do that, or you were to do that, or any other individuals to do that, okay, that's a conspiracy to murder.
Yeah.
You're getting indicted.
You're gonna go to
Why
jail.
not them?
Yeah.
Why not them?
And now they're using different tactics, social media and stuff like that. Like they do the paperwork party on a lot of people and put things out there, and it's hard to tell what's what. But now social media is used like as a weapon to do smear campaigns, and it's pay to play type attacks at one time. It's insane. It's
also, it goes back. We did a study when my dad went to trial for the last time. He went to trial. He started trial we carried over to Christmas. The verdict came out in April 2nd, 1992. He was found guilty. We started the trial, I believe, we did the preliminary stuff in January, and we rolled in full speed. It was February. We concluded with the verdict April 2nd, 1992. And we did a study. We showed it was one of the appealable things. When we submitted my dad's appeal a short time later, we had said that, take the Daily News, for example. When John Gotti is on the front page of the Daily News, there's a minimum 12% increase in sales. When John Gotti, Teflon Don, Dapper Don, whatever you want to call it, him, whatever, he was on the front page of the paper. It was a 12% increase in sales. Well, let me ask you a question. I didn't follow rap music. I didn't smoke cannabis. I didn't know who you were. Everybody else did. My sons knew who you were. Everybody knew who you were. You're very popular, okay? I didn't know who you were. But you knew who I was, right? You know who I was. Okay. It's a name that my father's name is world recognizable.
And when I put John Gotti in my thumbnail title, I will get more views. Understandable. But this is important information.
I mean, I heard there's a gang in the Congo, in Africa. They call themselves the Gotti Boys. Okay? So it's world recognized name. So you got these bargain basement podcast radio guys that they're nobody.
See?
You know, Charlie Canese used to call them, I ran out of porn radio. That's what Charlie Canese used to call it. He said, it's called I ran out of porn radio. They get a certain amount of views, but if they mention my name or my father's name, their viewership doubles. It doubles. Just
like mine. But they got RatTube because the rat personalities on YouTube, there's some radio podcasts that he might be referring to, radio podcasts. But RatTube, YouTube, John or Mike and Sammy, recognizable rats. But you don't see any of the guys, you know, he would never do that, you know, go on social media, John Gotti. But, you know, I tried to show Ange doing time in prison, a guy that didn't rat. You know, I tried to platform that, a guy that didn't rat. There's 10 parts to that, and I go back and look at those. But you don't see, you're just hypnotized by RatTube rats and that reporter over there. That's the Google Meister that knows nothing about it with his Soprano pillowcase and Goodfellas bed sheets, and then they ambush me for platforming a guy that didn't rat, talking to him in prison, which that kind of backfired too, but everything's okay because their realm is rats. The sheriff Doughboy could only pay rats to do interviews, but he's running out of rats because he's just like poison now. And And then you got stand-up people that fought and fought and fought, and they did time, and they went to jail, and their families grieved. And that's what I was trying to demonstrate on my platform, on my show, on what the real flip side of the Mike Francis cooperated. Well, he gave out 36 names. He was on Speed Rat. You know about Sammy the Bull, other guys, whatever their justifications were for ratting, whatever. But there's a flip side to that. If you want to have mob tube, rat tube, well, there's a flip side of it. The people that suffered and didn't rat. Why is it just all rat relatable content, you know? So let's just see. I think this
it doubles. So it is what it is. It's
you know who knows a lot about that? Me.
Do you?
Yeah,
So,
all these, a lot of the cannabis sites and the blogs.
They're just going to carry on and talk about some certain things. I was buying that swampland from some of these rodents or rodent reporters, and I put John Jr. right up there with his dad. Thank you, Sagittarius Journey, Vegas Pete, Thomas Blade Glash, Joel Gold. Thank you, new people coming in. Bonzo, we got Bonzo back. Arian Brossman, thank you. God bless everybody and their family. Francis Franciotti, thank you for helping me out. Sean City, the New York Jets, where the heck have you been? Please forgive me, folks. I'm a little immature. All right, folks. I got a prop, American Idol. So I'll be going into the streets and just bum rushing people. Excuse me, this is the truth, sir. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, what do you got to say? Are we on? Yeah. All right, folks. Back to the matters at hand. I try to demonstrate that I saw the people that went to prison. Their families were crying in the parking lot. I couldn't get back into Attica because they were having count. There's people in there. They're rotting away because they didn't rat. And when I was younger, I saw I had to bring some of the wife or cousin or sister sometimes, bring them there. I waited in the parking lot because I didn't want to go in. I went in for somebody else, but I didn't want my name on the registry. I don't want my name on the registry. And they're crying with their kids and everything. They're crying. When's daddy getting out, mommy? When's daddy getting out? When's daddy coming home? And that's why you got Sammy and Mike, Rat Tube, and then you got a reporter that only reports and he has to pay rats. He has to pay rats to get on his show, which he's running out because his show is flatlining. Because we want to see real gangsters, stand-up guys. I know it might not be the most entertaining things or stuff like that because Mike Francis, he's got a million stories, more than the Empire State Building. Sammy the Bull Gravano's got a million. I got a better liking to John Alite and Gene Barillo and Mikey Scars. But everybody's got a right to their own hustle. But they come on here on a platform, a social media platform, and you see all this one-sided gibberish. And how many times I sat in these videos and I feel stupid later on going, I know Mike's lying. I was there. I know Mike is lying. Nobody cares, JoJo. Nobody cares. He's just doing an entertaining show. Well, what are you sweating it? Just do your show, JoJo. I know, whoa, he come up with this. I was still maturing on this platform little by little, but I'm a talk show host. This is not see I'm a talk show host, folks. This proves it. Not plugged into anything, but it looks good. This just in. John Gotti Jr., stand-up man. Forgive me for ever freaking saying anything bad about him because I was brainwashed and hypnotized by these rodents and rodent reporters out there that were blurring my vision. Forgive me. This just in. Back to you, Irv. All right. So, yeah, I just wanted to do that tribute because when I'm wrong, I admit I'm wrong. I admit I'm wrong. And whatever I bashed Junior with all this phony information, and then you got the government making up phony information. And you see how they try to leak out, like they leaked out a government paper to make it look like it leaked out. And it was like, oh, geez, we got this leak, so and so, which almost got someone else smashed. But the old man, John, said, no, I don't believe it. He was smart. He said, no, I don't believe it. I'll put my life on it that kid didn't do that. So stick your proffer, whatever they wanted, manipulation, which that ain't the first time that happened. But I don't want to talk too much about government stuff like that. Well, but so there it is. Thomas Blades, what's going on? Sometimes they say hello to the truth serum, and then the next comment is F you. What is that? Vegas Pete Sammy is charging people money to answer questions? What's going on over there, Vegas Pete? Do tell. Sammy's charging people to answer questions? What? Yeah, they put them through hell, I mean, well, when John Sr. died, they just picked up on John Jr. at all costs. Wow. That's all there is to it. How's it going, Mickey? Thanks to all the new people coming in here. Numbers are doing all right. I don't have a lot of technology and all that. Boo-hoo, poor me. But we get it done. I like to have fun. I like to laugh. I like to tell stories. Everything on my channel is alleged for entertainment purposes only. Let's straighten that out. You know what I mean? Because, you know what I mean. So he charges for... I've done 443 videos. I've got 9 super chats. But thank you for those people, Arian Brossman. Thank you. You being one of them. People that supported my channel with the Cash App or the super chat. And guess what, folks? In the description, I wrote a book, a memoir, a great read. It's on Amazon. It's on Amazon Books. Yeah, I can write. I'm very educated and well-spoken and can navigate the human language just fine. What else we got? Vegas Pete. Yeah, he's selling. He's answering questions. Like, what are they asking him? He gives them back some bull crap and they just lap it up. Wow. Barnum and Bailey was right. There's a sucker born every minute. Holy macaroni and cheese. Doesn't he have Patreon anyways? How much money does this guy want? What's he going to live to 140? Go sit on a beach somewhere and enjoy yourself, Sammy. Does anybody new here? I was a runaround guy. Columbus, the Falls, Western New York. My godfather was an enforcer for the Colombo family, and he did some work for some other families. He happened to be my godfather. I was born in Brooklyn, and my godfather and my father were friends. So my godfather told me a lot of stories too, God rest his soul. And we'll get to them on the channel. I never wanted to be a made guy. No, if I hustled money, I wanted to keep it for myself. But I got distracted. I got stressed out. Some things went off the rails. It's in the book, but I've told you everything anyway. So what are you going to do? But, oh, well. I'm not one of them guys that rode off into the sunset with all kinds of damn money. No, I'm lucky I got gasoline in my car. All right. Quit begging, Joe. Quit begging. So just subscribe and notification bell. I'm happy with the numbers. We're doing all right. It's a genre that seems like there's an insatiable appetite for the genre. And just like anything else, it's supposed to be a secret fraternity. And, once you get made and all that, then you're in. And then I wouldn't have made it because I was a little more of a hothead. And excuse me. And, even my godfather said, I can't protect you. You go get made. I can't protect you all the time and babysit you because you're saying the wrong things to guys and all that. I wasn't a tough guy, but I was just a little bit more aggressive, younger, and you know. And I says no, I got an education, academic 4.0 dean's list every semester in all kinds of fields of knowledge, and it was just better off that I go back and get my lane and leave all that and thank God that thank Jesus and God. I even sometimes went to the church and lit candles. I was under so much stress. But that's what, that was that. Yeah, the Colombo family. Well, all the families were ruthless. I don't know why the Colombo family gets. And then you got Doughboy, the Google Meister. Now, my godfather did piecework. He was mostly in with Colombo's from childhood friendships and stuff like that. And they knew he was a capable guy. So they would outsource. Now, Google Meister can't put his head around or phantom around that there were some people that outsourced hits because sometimes they wanted hits on their own family. I don't know how these armchair Google Meister guys like Doughboy can't wrap their head around that kind of stuff. Carmine Galante. Mm-hmm. There were some Galentes that were in the horse racing business after that, some descendants that were that, and they were all good people and everything, highly. Minga, thank you, Bonzo. Jamie and or Bonzo, thank you for the super chat. I didn't feel like guilting you into that or anything. God bless you and your family, but it's going to a good cause. Right into my gas tank. Because when I do those morning trail walks, it costs me gas money. I'm on a limited budget. I had a brain injury and everything. And sometimes my mind skips. I was on life support for almost a year. So my mind backtrack. I'm only on a monthly income, and it's hard to keep up with inflation. So forgive me for begging. Thank you, Bonzo. God bless you and your family. I appreciate that, pal. I really do. And it's going right in my gas tank. So we do the morning nature walks. Those are pretty popular. I do good with the morning nature walks. I did 3 miles today, and I love it. You know what? One thing, I have a small channel, but I really love my community here because you guys accept me with my computer stalling and lagging, no fancy introduction. Am I on? Am I on? Am I on? You guys accept me. It's nice to be accepted and validated. I gave therapy. Back in my heyday, I had diamond mines. There's a little me, younger me, and I gave therapy. We want to be accepted. We want to be validated. I don't want to get wishy-washy over here. I might start crying because I'm a sensitive person. I'm sensitive. I'm not a tough mobster guy, okay? Thank you. I love my community here. And we've been growing. We've been growing little by little. That's why I always say we have goals and dreams and aspirations. You have to start somewhere. I had 6 months of a channel, 110 videos. I think I had 12 subscribers. 12 subscribers. And Leon Swan, I don't know where he's been, and David BMX were like 2 of my 10 subscribers after 6 months. They said, no, Joe, keep going. You're doing all right. But I don't have any subscribers or views. They say, no, you're doing all right. And it's just that encouragement. And I'm a confident person, but it was just that encouragement to say, keep it going. And then it's accelerating. It's accelerating little. Hey, big, small, what's going on? So I appreciate the people coming here. Sometimes we get a troller or two, but that makes it exciting, you know. Oh, what did it say? What's this Jim Jump? You missed our comments earlier, and they do definitely pay off the Borello kid $1,000 plus for 50. Oh yeah, he has to pay. I believe in my belief, well, I might be right or wrong, but he has to pay them guys. You think these hustlers that got hustle in their vein, the DNA, the hustle in their vein, they're gonna go on a guy's platform that can backstab them at any time? Just give me the check. We'll tell you whatever you want. 15 minutes, throw me a thou over here. You gotta pay. You gotta pay. And then go back to your Goodfellas pillowcase, you know, and let him do his thing. Let him do his thing because I get peed off. I get peed off, but I do want to demonstrate positivity and love and compassion and not just being a rogue guy, this and that. I want to show and exemplify that out of my graciousness and that I appreciate. I know everybody in here has families and things, and they're going through things. So I tell you what, wherever you are and wherever you're trying to get to, you can get there. You just got to stay in it. Have some faith. Whatever you believe. If you believe in a tree, a rock, a stone, and Jesus or God, whatever you believe in yourself. And take cosmic energy. We're not going to get into the matrix or anything. We're not going to get into the matrix, but maybe that'll be another show. And manifest your own reality. I'm manifesting my own reality, but it's taken time to maybe get 5,000 subscribers or something like that. But you work hard at it, it's going to come into play. So you got to put a goal, put a target out there. The world is a vampire, I'm telling you. It wants your blood. You're no good. You can't do this. You failed. You're this, you're that. You're not any good. You're worthless. No. Don't believe it. You got to start somewhere. You got to start somewhere. If you're at a company, don't be afraid to ask for a promotion if you've been working hard. Fear is a killer. Don't let fear ruin things for you. Be confident. Believe that you are royal children. You have royal DNA. You're just going to catch up to that essence. We are born to be, that's why I always say at the end, be kings and queens, because we are born that. We have to elevate up to it because the world wants to tell you you're not. You're no good. You're worthless. You got fired at your job. You got a divorce. You got fired. You can't do this. You can't do that. If you can't believe in yourself, number one, that's it. I'm a real confident guy. And when I only had 10 subscribers after 6 months, I wanted to give up. And I'm a confident guy. But I had people in my community said, no, go ahead, Joe. Go ahead. Keep going. You're doing all right. It'll catch on a little bit. Go ahead. So I like my community, So that's all there is. Thank you, Jamie or Bonzo. Led Zeppelin, let's go. I wish I could do, but it's a copyright infringement sometimes when I do the thing. So we'll just figure that out, We got handguns in there. He's got an opinion too. It's not rat-free Mobtalk when Junior is a rat. Well, he's got his opinion too. So, a guy that tried to beat 6 indictments, I mean, I don't know. The information is out there for the people to decipher. So, how many, you can't just keep changing diapers when people come out. I'm out of diapers. I can't keep just changing diapers. You just can't. What are you going to do? Why? Because he's believing other Google meisters. He's believing Google meisters that provide compromised information. Yeah. Well, for being a rat, they come with 6 indictments, huh, buddy? 6 indictments for being a rat, huh? Okay. Yeah. They just throw it out there. Knuckleheads. Well, that's understandable. That's understandable. That's the 0.5% of my community. That's the 0.5% of the community. They make up channel names so they can do a comment. Probably Doughboy or orientated. It's probably from Doughboy camp. Go ahead. Go right ahead. That's Doughboy generated. Because they're the Google meisters. They're the Google meisters. Bye-bye, buddy. Bye-bye. Sayonara. So, Zepphead. Yeah. I appreciate the good, well-intended people in here. So, we're gonna keep rocking on, and I'm gonna get familiar with the microphone. So, all right, Sagittarius Journey, thank you. I appreciate your support here. Sagittarius, I'm a Cancer. Thank you very much. It's currently 87 degrees. Winds calm 5 to 10 miles an hour. Barometric pressure 29.32 and rising. Back to you, Bill. So we're going to rock and roll like that. Today is my daughter's birthday. I love you, Nikki. 36 years old. I don't know if you watch this. She's doing a contract work in overseas. I love you, sweetheart. All is good with daddy. I'm just doing my show, having fun. Everything's good here, my precious. And when you coming back to America, for crying out loud? Thomas Blaze, exactly. 5 indictments, but they wanted to end that a jury wasn't going to convict someone based on liars. Right. Thomas Blaze, right. I mean, come on. Right. Mickey Griggs, I'm a Cancer also. Yeah. Handguns is back. I like Junior, but he sat with feds for a 302. I do believe he was trying to finesse them, but he only gave them bullshit information. But a 302 is a 302. You're missing the point, bro. You're just missing the point. You've been watching Google Meister too long, bro. What do you want a guy to do? They pull you out of your cell. They pull you. They got you. I mean, some people have their opinions, and you can't force your opinion. They have a right to their opinions, and that's the way they view and perceive things. So, yeah, that's a valid point. Yes, that's a valid point. That is a valid point. 302. I mean, that's a valid point. Yeah, but it didn't happen though. But at the end of the day, it didn't happen. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. They were bum rushing him and targeting him so bad. Holy cow. You know, even Mike Francis, God bless him, even when he sat with the feds, with that other Hornby, Barnaby, my mind is shot. Norby, well, you know, but the fact, they said, well, the fact was that you sat with them, you know, and, you know, so you did sit with them, Mike, but whatever was derived from it, he just said Norby died anyways. But the fact of the matter was that he was trying to put him away, but Norby died quick. So he just skated off of that, like, well, the guy died anyway, so it didn't matter if I sat with the feds or not, blah, 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 blah. But, you know, after 5 indictments and 6 indictments, because what was going to happen? They were giving people immunity to testify against Junior that had murders. They had murders. And they're just saying, finger him, we'll let you go. Finger him, we'll let you go. They opened court on Veterans Day. Nobody in there but the DA and the judge and Junior. Really? Really? On Veterans Day. You talk about gunning for somebody. Yeah. So, well, what else we got here, folks? I appreciate everybody that comes in. Thank you, handguns. Forgive me if I, whatever, but yeah, that's a valid point. That's a valid point. Yeah. But how much can a person take after 6 indictments? How much can a person take? It didn't lead to anything. Well, whatever the 302 was when he said, it didn't lead to anything. So at the end of the day, it didn't lead to anything. Okay. So he's rat free. Okay, bro. So at the end of the day, he's rat free. Okay. He's rat free. Yeah. Because they didn't even go up and make up a fake one after that to show anything. Or they might. For Google Meister, they might. They might go make one up just for the people that want to look at some historical accounts and say, oh, this was in place. Didn't lead to anything. Then you got to produce a person that went to jail behind it. So they just said, no, to hell with it. Enough's enough. 6 indictments in 37 months. Really? 6? Never in the American justice system. Ever. 6 indictments, 37 months. When they got a target on your back, that's just a wrap. They did it with his father, and they did it with him. They still had a bad taste in their mouth because Senior beat all those cases. So now we got his son. Well, what do you think they're going to do with the son? What do you think they're going to do with the son? Go out to have coffee with him? So you think that he was on friendly terms with the feds? He sat with the feds because he was friendly with them? Because they were on good terms? They were good sociable terms? No. So, in its abstract form, whatever it is, but socially and emotionally speaking, no. No. I don't get it, these wannabe tough guys, the rats, but they would tell on a neighbor if they had a chance. Right. My buddy Angelo didn't rat. He's dying in prison. And the guys he didn't rat on, ratted on him. Twice. The guy that calls me from prison. He didn't rat, but then they turned around and ratted on him. And the 302s and all that, I know other guys on the side and stuff, but they were manipulating things that were just from the El Bizarro world, Disneyland, and it just flies. It just flies. It flies, and that 3rd district over there, enough said, but when they gun, there's at all costs. There's a legal term, I can't remember what it is, but it means at all costs. Integrity, rights, procedural law, throw it out the window. They call it, maybe it's a Latin term that means at all costs. Like cetera paribus means all things being equal, but there's another thing, at all costs. So that was in some of the record, at all costs. No matter what, doctor everything up under the sun, manipulate everything, compromise everything, crazy witnesses that he didn't even know. Just say this, point the finger, yeah, boom, never saw the guy in his life. That's a rat? You call a guy a rat? Some of these guys could sit with the feds and just say, buzz off. You know how many times they come in there and try to make him cooperate and rat or admit guilt? He didn't want to admit, first of all, he didn't want to admit guilt to the charges. He's trying to beat the case, first of all. and not trying to be a rat. He's trying to beat the case. 6 indictments. He's trying to beat the case. He ain't thinking about cooperating. So they came in maybe more than once, and we're talking about 302 and this and that. And he said, no, they could sit down with a Fed and talk about a 302 willy-nilly. But at the end of the day, they refuse. They refuse, you know. 9th District, too. Yeah, it's tough. And the guy in the Falls, Sam, God rest his soul. And in retrospect, in realizing how powerful this government is and how they could do things in certain ways, I realized that maybe he played both sides of the fence. Now, I will never know. God bless him. God rest his soul. But to live out to be an old timer in the mob life and have a good position, you know you're approached by the government somewhere along the line. So maybe he gave bits or pieces. I don't know. Maybe not. But to survive, to be in your 70s as a captain or an underboss, it's just the nature of the game. When they turned it into the RICO Act and all that, boy, it turned everything upside down. I could only speculate. He seemed like he was very good to me, but you know, I'm sure he sat down with the feds and maybe he said no, or maybe he gave them a little Scooby snack or something and said, okay, you're going after this, whatever. Go look here if you're trying to do this or that, you know. Cherry Blossom 609, how are you doing? Merlino is the only guy who had the right to call Junior a rat because his boss was pressed by the feds. I like Joey Merlino. Yeah. I like Joey Merlino, and everybody's got their personalities and everything like that. But boy, I mean, you know, it's easy to sit back and, you know, I knew a guy, he says, Joe, well, it's nice knowing you. We had a lot of fun, and I got to go do 10 to 50, you know, geez, okay, you know, try to visit you or something. But, you know, how do you know, it's tough. It's a tough, you know, so many people have so many different views when they take this genre in, and logical reasons, emotional reasons, respectable reasons. It's all tough to be, you know, maybe I might not agree with rats, but you can understand why some people rat it. I might not agree with it, but I understand, because everybody was ratting on everybody, and the government was just making up stuff, pulling stuff out of the air. So how did these guys even sleep at night? Mickey, would you would flip on someone you go around chat to chat, gossiping and trolling, and you were a major FBS guy, the worst on here. She's giving it to you, Mickey Griggs. You go, girl. You go, girl. Cherry Blossom. Give it to him good. You could tell the feds anything to send them on a wild goose chase to buy you time on a case. Boy, everything. We can find out the facts. We could imagine things that probably happened too. And what about the guys that were informants for like 20 years? Well, who was it? Scarfo? Well, all of a sudden it comes out. Well, did they leak that out? Is that a fake leak? You know, and then we go, ooh, Scarfo or someone else, or other guys that were actually getting a government payroll check. You know what the pay was to be a informant for some got 52,000 a year, and some got 104,000 a year to be an ongoing informant. 52 or 104. That's what I heard from a couple guys that didn't rat, and they were offered that. And if you go into witness protection and stuff like that, it's Scarpa, yeah. that, you know, they'll give you that salary, you know, with a little cheese. Here's your check, but we have some cheddar cheese with it. Forgive me. So, yeah. Crazy, fascinating topic. Fascinating topic. Yeah. Thank you, Cherry Blossom. I appreciate that. And I'm trying to lose weight. I lost 35 pounds. I'm 60 years old. I smoke, but I'm trying to do better. I drink coffee. I'm doing nature walk around the lake in the mornings, trying to lose weight, try to motivate that, you know, I'm getting older. Try to be a little more healthier and enjoy life, you know, just enjoy. You know, this is a topic that we could get animated about. No, you're wrong. You're right. You're wrong. You're right. He's good. He's bad. Smoke another cigarette. And we could get animated and all that. And but we all have our lives to live. Dapper the Rapper, what's going on over there? So I appreciate that. I had to get that. I want to show some of that video. Just whatever your take is on that. Some people don't like the guy, Junior. Some people like him, but I just wanted to put that out there. Keyword is used to be in his champ. He's a chump, still talking big. Who is that? There's that thing is keyword is used to be in the chat. He's a chump. I don't know who that is. Is there conflict within the comments going on there? Come on, let's love each other, folks. Come on. Come on. It's good to be nice. You feel better when you're nice. You know, it's healthier. It's healthier. Okay. It's healthier. I got to practice what I preach. It's healthier to be nice. You know, you got a good feeling, you know. So, Thomas, Gotti Jr. admits he is a brand. How do you make money with a brand? You sell, advertise in the press. How does the press make money off the name? By creating stories like fake trials, fake takes, and everything else. He's got his opinion too. Thomas Kurzeppa. Yeah. So everybody perceives these things in many different ways. There is unique to each individual that views all this type of dialogue and commentary and everything like that. And everybody has a right to do that. You know, it's like, you know, it's not a matter of like, this stuff is so compromised and malleable that there's no clear black or white on this stuff, which some will defend and say, yeah, this is this is that, this is that. We weren't in there. We weren't behind the scenes in these places. We weren't there. That's what I try to tell Doughboy when he's trying to come in and ambush me on stuff when I was there, elbow to elbow. So that's another point, because we ain't there with the government and these people. We weren't there. There is stuff, newsflash, there is stuff that we are never going to know. There is stuff that we're just never going to know. Is that a safe statement to make? Tyrell, Cherry, you're right. I've seen that guy go around talking smack and gossiping all over the place. What's going on what's going on? Who you guys talking about? Moi? Thank you, Thomas. Or no, what am I saying, Thomas? I got to get my glamour. I'll just call you Lash. Thank you, Lash. But we'll never know. That's all. I'm finding out stuff 40 years later about certain things, and I know a couple guys run around just like me, and it was like, oh, jeez. I was there in the club. And then you're still confused. So we will never know everything. So I didn't say his mom being Jewish, Tyrell. You better check your stats, bro. I didn't say anybody was Jewish. I didn't say. I don't know. I thought she was Italian. I don't know. I better get ancestry.com. I don't know. I can't speak. I would guess, I can guess that she was Sicilian, but first time I ever heard she was Jewish. Who said that? Lee Cole or somebody? It's a soap opera. Maybe half Jewish. I don't know. David Lopez. I don't know. I have an opinion on the Gotti interview. Really, when you are caught, you are caught. No, what if ends or buts. 6 indictments. No doubt about it. 6 indictments in 37 months. Then go watch Doughboy, bro. Go watch Doughboy. Go watch Doughboy. Forgive me. Now she's Russian and Italian. Tomorrow she'll be Ukraine and Italian. Holy cow. Woo. Jeez. I bet she's 100% Sicilian. I might be wrong. But if I had to get off an island, if me getting back to civilization, if I had to get back to civilization and, or dying on a isolated island, I'd say she's 100% Italian. Maybe I'm getting on the island, maybe not. But if I'm going to bet, I'm going to bet that she was. Because they married I mean, it ain't good, fellas. This ain't good. It ain't good, fellas. It ain't Henry Hill's wife. Okay, it ain't good, fellas. I'm just betting. I don't know. Go look up whatever. Yeah. Thank you, Mickey Griggs. Thank you for coming in. Yeah, I respected your point. I'm not like Doughboy. I'm not like Doughboy over there. You got that, David Blade, David. You got that, David. You got that, David. All right, folks. Thank you for coming in. Go out. We're having beautiful weather. I'll probably be trying to do that nature walk around the lake tomorrow morning. I ate a lot of junk food. I got a good workout walk this morning and everything. Yeah, Dave. I mean, 6 indictments. He didn't cooperate. What do you want from the guy? They're targeting the guy. And they had a case against the government for the cruel and humane punishment they put the old man through, and the old man said, let it go. The old man said, let it go. That would have been a no-brainer case, but it would have just infuriated the feds more and then just try to keep going after Junior. It would have infuriated them more. And, John Sr. was just tough and he just took it all on the chin. Thank you, Lash. Thank you, Mr. Lopez. Yeah, the government, boy, they took it personally. I don't want to say any names or anything like that about certain people and what they said after the fact, which we won't get because that's a whole, no, I ain't treading there. No, I don't know. No, but you guys know what's up on that kind of stuff, but there's no getting around some of that stuff. So, Cherry Blossom 609, David Lopez, thank you for coming in. The Lash, Thornblades Lash, thank you for helping me out, get through this hour. I couldn't do it without these good people. Mickey Griggs, Sagittarius Journey, thank you. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Tyrell, thank you. All right. We could all have debates and everything, but we could still be good to each other, We could still be civil to each other. I mean, Thomas Krzepa, All right. Dapper the Rapper, Wyatt Earp. Thank you, folks. Arian Brossman, how you doing, my friend? Rip come in. Thank you, man. Handguns came in. He's trying to talk about the 302s. Thank you, Sagittarius Journey, for the $2. I really appreciate it. Goes in my gas tank. Big Small, all right. Vegas Pete. Jamie N. Orbanzo, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Vegas Pete, we got the Lash. I think that covers. Franciotti, I didn't forget you. Joel Gold, I didn't forget you. Vegas Pete. I gotta say, I hate to say goodbye. Jamie N. Orbanzo, if he's got a channel, check him out. That's all. Sean City, all right. The New York Jets 15. What the heck's going on? Where have you been, man? Thank you, man. Oh, it was 5 indictments in 34 months? That never happened in the history of the judicial system. Never. Thank you, New York Jets. Fascinating stuff here, folks. Francis Franciotti, thank you. All right, New York Jets, you're the first one in here. All right, so I couldn't take the pressure. I saw that interview, and I missed you guys, and I can't get enough. So thank you for the numbers. The views are going up. The subscribers are going up. The love is going up. The microphone is in place now. Told you I was a frustrated weatherman and news anchor. That's why I could do this unedited. All right, folks. Be the kings and queens of your world. Don't give up. Keep fighting for your dreams. You'll get there, even if you're starting from zero. I was on life support for a year. Brain dead, couldn't walk. You can come back. You can come back. I still have some deficits, in case you haven't noticed, but you can still come back. All right? So be the kings and queens of your world. Fight. You'll get there. One step at a time. God bless you all. Thank you for helping me out. Thank you.